All right, and we are now live. Hi, I am Kara858, and today we're here for episode 17 of Riverwood Academy. It feels really good to be back. Like I said, we had a quick vacation, birthday parties coming in, other stuff coming across, but nevertheless, we were definitely excited to be back. And as always, we love to start off with our streams by giving out shout outs, different channels out there, so you can take a look at their content and support them on their endeavors. First, as always, we definitely like to give a shout out for is the Bear Pen. The Bear Pen is managed by a player who's in our Lords of Faerun campaign known as Adrian B. He has quite a few campaigns that's coming out or has been out, such as Blood of the Bayou, which is now slightly on a hiatus. He also has City of Mist game that's on every Monday. He also is looking to expand his software, his campaign into other content such as Werewolf, as well as Mages. There is a Mage miniseries that I think is coming out in the near future that has one of our players here as the DM. Oh, I think two of the individuals here in the cast is going to be in that game, as well as Lisa Pearl and Murphy Pop and a couple other individuals. That's actually going to be coming on at the same time that Blood of the Bayou came by. So definitely go ahead and take a look at Adrian's Bear content on both Twitch as well as YouTube. And that's the Bear Pen, which is THE Bear Pen with an H. So yeah, definitely take a look at his content. Second, we would like to give a shout out for, of course, is Hutter's Entertainment. Hutter's Entertainment is a variety TTRPG channel that features content such as horror as well as sci-fi. It features well-known individuals such as Melee Damage, Michelle Neung, Markia Bacardi, as well as quite a few different individuals and guests. They are an excellent TTRPG company, and one of the individuals, the tech producer for Hunter's Entertainment, and one of them anyway, also is featured in the Bear Pits content, known as Alex Redeye. He's a great individual, and they regularly send us raids, so we always appreciate the level of support that they give. So if you can, definitely go ahead and give Hunter's Entertainment a follow and support them on their endeavors. And last but certainly not least, we definitely like to give a shout out for, of course, is the Kids on the Bike show that comes on every Thursday on the Pixel Circus. It used to be on Roll20, and it features fantastic individuals such as Sharif Jackson, who you've seen in Rivals of the Waterdeep. I ain't seen him around here in the near future, but I'm just going to leave that out of the picture for now. They also feature Hello There Shoe, Hoppo Barbarian, and a few other individuals. It's a fantastic campaign that truly emphasizes the Kids on Bike environment, and the characters themselves is phenomenal. There's Niar is also in there as well, Niar Nima. Nevertheless, like I said, definitely go ahead and take a look at their show. Like I said, it starts on every Thursday at 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So those are all the shout outs that we have going on for today. In terms of actual announcements, the only, like I said, major announcement, of course, is now that we're back. Definitely come check us out for Lords of Faerun every Saturday, which starts, of course, at 10 o'clock a.m. Sorry, 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's going to be some new shows coming out on our YouTube in the near future, featuring a few of the individuals listed here. So definitely excited for that. Definitely keep an eye out. These will be exclusively placed on YouTube. So definitely take a look at our YouTube channel, which you should be able to see in the chat below. And like I said, you should hopefully be seeing them sometime in September timeframe. We'll leave it at that for now. So with that said, that's all of the announcements and shout outs that we have for today. We're going to go ahead and bring you our intro video for episode 17 of Riverwood Academy.
Micah, Ardris, Meaty, Calvin, Otis. Behold the spellbinding abilities of Rivenwood Academy.
All right, and we are back. So, with that said, Aaron, take it away.
Been a while, guys.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Let's talk about what happened last time. Last time, our party had their first maybe significant battle, the first foray into a fairly scary situation and a small cave near the Waypoint cabin where they had been sent, believing to be in full safety for their final mission of the semester. They ran into a couple of beholder zombies as well as several skeletons surrounding this strange piece of architecture. Looked like it used stalagmites and stalactites as well as many different languages and different types of magical runes to some effect. Not a lot was discovered about exactly what that did, except for Ardris did realize that it looks like it would match the diagram, or one of the diagrams he has in a book. The party, a little bit shaken from all of that, decided we're not going to spend another night here. We're bouncing, and immediately jetted to the academy. And we dropped off as they were arriving at night. So the sun is already set. The gates are still open because various students have been kind of coming in from their missions over the weekend. But it is definitely nighttime as you approach, and there are a couple of people kind of standing outside, just kind of double checking who's walking in. No one stops you. Everyone recognizes you. Get a couple of friendly waves. What do you want to do? We're going to have a short scene here that is kind of wrapping up that immediate fallout from your battle, and then we've got some stuff to do to finish out our semester.
Okay. Well, you know, Otis is making a beeline for Drogon's side.
It is late.
Otis said they said that he was welcome anytime. Otis is taking it literally.
You are not wrong. That was said.
You don't know better.
I will say something that you will notice. Actually, make me a quick perception check.
You got it. And D20 plus, was that plus 8? Yeah, 13.
You are all too powerful that you can roll a 5 and still come out with a fairly decent perception, better than average at least. Something that you have noticed maybe as you were walking back is that closer than you have seen for several weeks, there has been a raven that has followed you everywhere you've gone. When you left campus, it was still rare to see Azarath. You have noticed that slowly they're coming just a bit closer to you. They've definitely been following what you're doing.
Oh, nice.
As you go, you book it in, you walk into the thing, you immediately head to Drogon's cabin. You can see the lights are very low, it's very quiet. Would you like to knock on the door? I mean,
yeah, Otis would bang on
reference, it is like 9-ish at night at this point.
Otis ain't got no chill.
All right. So you knock on the door.
He's more like bangs on it.
It's less of a moment because Drogon assumes this is an emergency. You see him come out. He is wearing like a very fluffy robe pulled over like some satiny looking pajama set. Little sleeping cap because I just think it's adorable. And he opens the door very quickly. He's like, "What's wrong? What happened?" Oh,
Drogon, you won't believe it. We found a new tree. I think it's magic.
What?
And Otis is going to pull out the tree sprout and hold it up to him.
Are you going to let him hold it?
Yeah.
He takes it and he kind of gestures. There's like a little bench kind of in front of his hut. So he gestures for you to sit down and comes and takes it and is looking it over. Let me roll him a quick nature check. Oh, I have physical dice. I keep forgetting that. I got my Die Hard dice.
Yeah. Shout out to Die Hard dice.
Yes.
And that is a great roll. He's looking at it and he's like, You You did good, Otis. This looks perfect for you. We're not playing it tonight, though. You know that, right?
Oh, come on, Drogon.
It's not happening tonight, but tomorrow, after you finish your classes, come find me. We'll put it in its rightful spot.
Otis is actually smiling for once, and he's just like, yeah, one more thing, Drogon. I think I'm dying.
Sorry, what?
I think I'm dying. Every time I look at Rabbit, I think insects are crawling around inside me.
Sorry, what?
You heard what I said, Drogon. I think I'm dying.
You think that you're dying because when you look at one of your friends, you feel like insects.
Yeah, like something crawling around in there.
Let me make another roll for him. Quick medicine check on you. It's pretty good. Hey, you got any physical ailments going on right now that he would see? Any lingering wounds from the battle?
Exhaustion. Otis didn't take any damage in battle.
Okay, I didn't think that you had. I needed to double check. He looks at me. He's like, honestly, I think you look tired, but don't look hurt. I can take it over to healer right now, if that's what you need.
I don't know what I need, Drogon, but I guess I'll go with you. Because Otis doesn't know either.
He's looking you over pretty carefully, and he takes a moment, looks at the plant, looks at you. Tell you what, Otis. How about you take your plant with you? You go get a good night's sleep, because you frankly look like you need it. And in the morning, if you're not feeling better, we'll go see the healer. Okay?
All right, fine. Say goodnight to Elliot or whatever if he's here.
Elliot peeks his head around the door. Is like, "Hello,
hey, Elliot."
Bye, guys.
Yeah, I think it's magic.
It's awesome. I don't remember Elliot's accent anymore because I botched it so bad the first time. It's just whatever it is now.
Oh, it's all good here.
I'm gonna start like killing every NPC off so I can stop doing accents. I'm gonna come back to a Ghost Academy at some point and be like, I don't know. That's great. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. And then he'll probably just get up, pick it up, and leave because he's just gonna go on Drogon's orders.
Drogon watches you and like you can't hear it, but there's definitely a quiet conversation as both of them watch you kind of head towards the dorms, where they're like talking back and forth about what maybe's going on. Drogon looked upset at the idea that you are hurt, and also very confused because he can't see any signs of harm. So he is not happy. Elliot wasn't there for that conversation, so he's much more like, chill about it. Cool. Thank you for that. What else?
Of course. I mean, yeah, Otis would just go back to his hut, but I'm cool with anybody else wants to go.
Cool.
How late at night is it? Again?
Like 9. Yeah. When you arrive, it's about 9.
Argus is going to the library. So the librarian.
Cool. You arrive at the stone library. The door is shut. It does not open for you.
Argus is conflicted on the emergency of the situation and his etiquette as a noble. His etiquette's going to win. He's going to go home. I'm going to sleep.
All right. Okay. Oh, man. I love this party. You guys are insane. What else are other people doing? Micah, Miri, Kellen?
Miri, I don't know if Elliot is the right person to go to, but she wants to find somebody who will tell her about these eye stalks. She's really excited about them. She likes to wiggle them around.
So I imagine. So I imagine that Otis shows up, has his whole "I'm dying" thing. They're like, I don't know. He leaves. As soon as they're about to go back inside, you emerge from the dark. And what do you say?
Like, look at my eye stalks. Does anybody know, like, are these worth anything? They kind of wiggly. She like wiggles the like little bits.
Hello there, Miri, right?
Yeah.
It's nice to see you.
Hey.
Grab it. So, you've got eye stalks. How? Now I sent you on a milk run of getting some materials from a place you've been to before, and I've gotten two very concerning reports back. You being the second. Why do you have eyes? Also, this is disgusting. I mean, pretty sure that is gross and dead. Like double dead. Which
I think it was a zombie thing. It had like a bunch of eyes, but I could only carry two. And it like it was floating.
You thought floating zombie. I think at this point, no insight check needed. You can tell he's struggling. He's struggling with this idea a lot. That like, he had this. It was basically his idea to send you on something really easy and like maybe you see some wolves, and now like two people have come back talking about something crazy. It's like, maybe my eyesight isn't what it needs to be in this light to handle this conversation.
I can come back in the morning.
I tell you what, after your classes are finished, I think Otis was planning to come find me as well. Why don't you just all make a trip of it and you can tell me about what happened?
Okay, that would be good. Should the others come too, or is it just like me and Otis? I don't know.
He looks at Elliot for a second. Did you want it to be just you and Otis, or?
Well, I don't know. Everybody was there, so I mean, I think Ardris was the one that kind of like was. Let's go to the cave. And
there was a cave. All right. Honestly, I'm just gonna stop you there because the more I'm finding out, the more I'm realizing I will not sleep tonight, and I would like to at least pretend to be the responsible adult figure at this establishment. Bring everybody tomorrow, and after all your classes are finished, everyone can come tell me what happened.
Okay, that sounds good. Do I leave these here?
Yes, you absolutely are. Very hard to play concerned when all you want to do is laugh. Yes. Yes. But not in the house. If you'll just, and he's got like a little kind of clay pot outside that had like some water in it. He pours out the water. He's like, you can just we can just put this lid and maybe that will help some of the smell situation until we are ready. I don't know. I mean, maybe this is not my place to say, but it is the kind of thing that I'm looking out for you when I tell you may want to take a bath. It's just a little bit. I'm not trying to be mean. It's not a. It's just you're at. Just okay. Good night.
Okay.
Inside. And you hear a very decided like the door shuts, and then you could just hear like a pounding on it, like as if someone is hitting their head on the other side, and little murmurs from Elliot saying something. You can't hear what he's saying.
All right, she'll just leave them there. She'll head back to the dorm.
This is why I make no plans for this kind of thing, because I could never have guessed what any of you would have done. Love it. Micah, I'm going to suggest that because it is so late coming back, you may be having a sleepover in the dorms tonight.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right, now it's working. Sorry, my microphone for some reason wasn't working for a bit on their side, so I'm just trying to double check that. So, wait, you mean a sleepover at their place?
At the dorm, yeah. Instead of going back to your place, to your mom, because you remember when you left, your mom said like, "Hey, I'm gonna be pretty busy this weekend, but I'm sure you're gonna have a great time." So you think that she's probably not gonna be around anyway.
Oh, okay. Sure. Well, I mean,
it's up to you. You want to go back home? Go back home. I'm just saying. I think that over the course of the semester, you've probably been spending more and more nights kind of doing the sleepover at the dorms. So it's kind of your choice where you want to be. That's what I'm trying to say.
I would say in that circumstance, I think he would still return back home. Because I think he still feels more comfortable back at his house than he does in the dorm.
Cool.
But yeah, so he would return back. Of course, looking at the flower that he was able to attain for his material component.
What kind of flower did you get?
Oh, wherever the way was needed for something fake. What was it again? Let me double check that.
It can be any flower you want.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, it would have been I would say a rose petal.
Oh, nice.
Your rose petal.
Very nice. So you got this beautiful little rose. I think as you're walking into the administration building, Arjun's probably walking alongside you. He goes up as you turn to go to your rooms. It is dark when you arrive. No one seems to be there, but you have free run of the place, so you're able to go up to your room. Anything you want to accomplish before you don't sleep?
I would say he would probably move forward with, of course, continuing his his enchanting assignment for the final. That's probably what he'd be working on.
Okay, cool. We're going to make some rolls for that in a little bit, so I won't roll it right now. In a little bit, we'll do all of the rolls for enchantment and get that out of the way at once.
Sounds good.
Nice. Kellen, I think you're the only person I haven't heard from for this evening.
Well, I, the player, have to embarrass myself. But what Kellen is going to do is he's going to drop off a short letter.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me how you drop it up. Like, do you knock on a door in order to assure that someone gets it, or do you leave it somewhere?
It's folded up in an envelope style format. Like, I don't know that we have envelopes, but he would have folded it over a couple of times and wrote Pyria on it. And then he would play Ding Dong Dish, where you knock on her dorm wall and then you leave because,
Do you stay close enough that you can watch to make sure she gets it? Or do you just take off? Your dorms are pretty close together, so you could jet directly into your dorm if you wanted to, or there are plenty of little nooks and crannies around that you can kind of hide around a corner or something if you wanted to be able to see it.
Man, having a familiar right now would just be a great time.
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly, as much as I want to see what happens, he probably would just dip. Being true to the character, he probably would just run over into his dorm room and then do the thing where you close the door and then you lean back against the door.
So you're gonna read out loud what this note says, or are you gonna send it to me?
Yeah, no, I'll read it out loud. It says,
"Wow, yes,
dear Pyria, I hope your adventure went or is going well. Every team needs a leader, and sometimes it isn't the toughest person. Sometimes it's the person that has the courage to bring everyone together. Kellen."
See, that's really good. That's really heartfelt. That's an 11 out of 10 right there, sir.
Cute note.
He ain't going in. Give him a break.
Come on, Kellen.
Give him a break. He's figuring things out.
This is priceless. This is absolutely priceless. Like every individual person's like activity this afternoon or this evening has been nothing like what I expected, but better than I could have hoped.
Because naturally speaking, right, when he was like being nearly killed by beholders, what he was really thinking about was how to solve this problem that his friend is having.
We all had them experiences, those of us who failed that save, so it put some things in perspective.
Speaking of experiences for people who failed that save, you all go to night. You all go to bed that night. Those of you who sleep. Those of you who trance. Those of you who do neither, just plug yourself into your docking port and wait. And
charge you like a Tesla.
Kellen, Miri, and Otis. I think you were the only three who failed that save in the cave. You have very bad night terrors tonight.
Oh, not the night horses.
It is. You are reliving what you saw in that moment, especially you, Kellen, because you got it twice in a row. So you are. It is like the worst form of Groundhog Day, where you are reliving this worst kind of moment, that greatest fear in your life, and then it starts over, and then it starts over, and then it starts over.
Oh, that's terrible.
So the three of you are going to wake up, unfortunately, with a point of exhaustion.
No.
Because of how terrible that experience was.
Are we still able to recover like HP and spell slot kind of stuff?
Yes, it is just the point of exhaustion that you still have, but otherwise you have a long rest. And that effect may be longer lasting depending on what you choose to do to try and alleviate that. So you are aware there is a problem. It is up to you to decide what kind of solutions you want to pursue. I will go ahead and say, let's go ahead and go through that next day, because I think there's a lot of things that we need to finish covering due to this whole battle cave situation. And then we'll start jumping through getting all of these classes finished. So I would like to recommend to the party, you hear the voice of God in your ear and it says, maybe you want to talk about amongst yourselves what you found, what you got, what you want to do about it before you go running off individually. Breakfast seems like a good time to do that, but it is up to you.
I mean, that's when you'll catch Otis. He'll be there at breakfast for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, Micah would definitely head over towards the group after noticing that sunlight is coming back up. I think he notices. He's like, "Oh, should not be time." and then he, of course, makes his way across. He kind of like sits at the table that they normally sit at, just waiting for everyone to appear. He doesn't eat. He just looks around.
That's about right.
Yep.
For the sake of expediency, I will say you are all at breakfast unless you tell me otherwise.
Okay.
Yep.
And scene.
Yep. All right. Great.
I don't need to lay claim to it long term, but does anyone mind if I borrow the sword?
Otis happily hands it to you. I think he was the one who took it.
Thanks. I'm going to just look over and study the enchantment, and then I'll see about returning it to the group or whatever we decide to do with it.
Just to remind you, this is a Zweihander, which is the largest of the great swords. So it is a very large weapon. It's not. It's probably pretty cumbersome. It is. There are a lot of runes all over it. So this is definitely something that you could study.
Yeah, that's.
Do that over breakfast?
No, he just wanted to take possession of it so that he can put it in his room and study it.
Cool.
And he does so kind of like in the voice that I did, like a bit like lazily or tired because he has a level of exhaustion.
Right. Well, that was certainly a very interesting experience last night. I will be going to speak to ideally a few of the different classes about what we found. If my math is correct, there was quite a good amount of financial gain. So I should perhaps split that up amongst ourselves. Yes.
Imaginary Shaolin would have to,
Yep.
pull it out of her pockets.
I am puppeting Shylin and saying that she takes everything she has and puts it on the table.
Okay. Otis will do the same then. He'll mimic the action.
So we just have a table full of gold.
And
Oh,
colored
there's
platinum.
quite a few children who just spend their weekend like fishing, basically. And just like
We balling.
they're giving you looks.
We looking back. Like
I feel.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
if my math here is correct, there should be around 610 gold here, though I was quite tired when I did the calculation, so it could be off by a few. So maybe 100 for everyone. It could fit mostly.
Sounds good. And Miri probably has her head on the table and just like turns it like.
Do you guys think that like, oh, I have a headache, that we should, I don't know, like take the leftover, whatever it is, for like supplies or something when the next time we have like a assignment?
Yes, that would be, I think that is a wonderful idea.
that's smart or whatever.
You all don't quite sound all right, are you?
Oh,
Okay.
by the way,
You don't
Wait.
feel miserable right now? And he's like giving you a very confused look.
That's particular.
Yeah, Micah kind of
No.
shakes his head and he's like,
no,
I'm okay.
this is great, Mike. Drogan, he wants to meet with us all later. I gave him my ice stocks.
Why? What did we do?
Oh yeah, the tree.
He wants to
So
talk
when-
about it because he also said they smelled. So that was,
When did
I
you
guess, kind
speak
of
to him?
rude.
He wants to talk about the ice stock. I mean, they're kind of cool, but
No,
I
no,
don't
not
think it
about
merits
the
like
ice.
a whole.
Come on.
What?
He wants to talk about what happened. He said 2 of us went to him last night, and I was one of them.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. Yeah.
You went in the middle of the night to Professor's personal. That is.
He answered the door. I don't see what's wrong with that.
that
He
is
said I can see them
incredible.
anytime.
That is much more of a statement that you say is not true most of the time. It does not mean show up at someone's house at 9 o'clock. That is not really how that works.
Nice try. They wouldn't lie to me.
Absolutely, what that is like. If I made a list of the most common lies, people would tell you that would probably be number one.
Well, they let me in, so I believe them when I talk to them.
They opened the door for even me, so I think you are the liar today. And then she'll put her back down.
Do we have like a specific time where we've got to go, or is it just like
After class.
we have class today? Oh God.
It is a school. We generally will have classes. You both, did you not sleep yesterday? Are you
I think
okay?
Maxwell
Do
let
you
us
need-
sleep during class today.
I just think school should pause when we have headaches. Like, how am I supposed to perform in this kind of an academic setting right now?
Max is cool enough to let us sleep, right?
I'll do what I want.
Absolutely not. And that is not at all how this works. I'm afraid. Is this common to people who don't sleep when they're supposed to?
Well, I don't go
I
to
went
bed
to
at like
sleep.
5 like you do.
I went to sleep. Did you sleep? I slept. It just
I s-
sucked.
Slept too. Just had a bunch of night horses.
I don't
Night
I don't
horses?
sleep, actually.
Yeah, night horses.
I don't entirely know what that is like. But perhaps, I don't know, try doing it sooner.
I didn't understand the single word you just said to me.
What are night horses?
Kid, it's them things that come in the night, give you the bad stuff to look at and think about, whatever. Night horses.
They like gallop all over your brain and it like makes it mush.
That's what the tree told me anyway. Said beware the night horses.
You talked to a tree?
I grew up with a tree.
Oh.
So what?
I'm gonna roll an arcane check to see if I can determine if I've seen night horses in my magical studies. Because he's just like
make it straight intelligence.
Oh, okay. I was like thinking, it was like, is that a magical spell?
He said night horses before.
13 plus 2, 15.
It's you know that you have woken up before and your mom looks super tired. She didn't say the word night horses, but your brain says maybe she's met the night horses.
Oh no.
That's kind of your contact with that.
Oh, these night horses. Wait, night horses. Deadly. Mother. Same. He'll point to like the circles of blackness around Kellen's face. Like that.
He always looks like that too.
He shakes his head.
Chancellor's blonde? I don't.
But your mom's blonde?
Is that true?
Wait, really?
Oh no. No, he points at like the circles underneath Kellen's eyes. Like circles.
Oh.
Yeah, they leave behind hoof marks or whatever.
Stomp your face.
Well, she is the chancellor, so that kind of makes sense, I guess. Probably like a lot of work to do and stuff.
How stop night horses?
Kid, if I knew that, I'd be a much happier guy. I tell you that.
You put them in the stables, I guess. I'm not sure.
Put him in the night stables. Yeah.
People who sleep are very odd.
Night stables.
Did we have anything else that we should like inspect or have looked over or something?
Got the chain
That
shirt,
we found.
potentially. We got the horn and the leather pouch with the crushed gems.
I could identify those if you give them to me.
Does anyone know what you use? Like,
Otis already put everything out because he took most of that and just put it out on the table. So
Okay.
free to grab it.
anyone know what you use busted up gems for?
Mm,
Probably a
I don't
few
think I have
things.
interest for it.
you could probably sprinkle it on like a thing you're trying to
Cupcake. Oh man, a cupcake
Remember.
sounds so good right now.
Oh, do you think they're gonna give us cupcakes tonight?
No, they probably will not. That would be very strange. You could use it for magic, I guess. But the artist is going to use ritually cast identify and stuff.
Does the ritual cast of Identify have a material cost?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Thought I
Do
had
you
a
think
gold cost.
Drogon? Do you think
Oh, it
Drogon
does.
has the ingredients for cupcakes?
It is
Elliot
a
might.
pearl worth at least 100 gold, but I don't know if it's consumed or not.
I don't think it's consumed. I think you just need it, and then you can cast this.
We ain't got no
It is
pearls.
something. It is something that changed from 3.5 to 5 that I always struggle with. A lot of the times, the components are not. So I will rule.
Oh.
You need a pearl worth 100 gold P, and then.
Okay.
In fact, you've had this spell for a while. Make me a. We'll do a quick flashback. You were
He's a
learning
noble.
spell. You were learning spell Identify. You are a noble. You've got lots of connections. You tell me, what skill do you think would be appropriate for figuring out if you have obtained a pearl to do this?
I would probably say be the persuasion or arcana first.
Arcana would help you know if you need it, but wouldn't necessarily help you get it.
Then persuasion.
Roll it for me.
About persuasive noble child.
So we're saying, like, you are in your hometown. You know the people around here.
Father, I demand materials for my
You
studies.
know who my father is. Amanda Pearl.
I have rolled a 19.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
It went down.
Yeah.
Daddy name drop.
Yeah, you know people, and
Daddy
people
name
know
drop.
you. Well, I mean, it's nice because everyone knows your dad.
Mm.
But in this case, you go to a magic supply shop where you've been there many times. You know this person pretty well, and it was an easy thing to get this pearl. So yes, please add to your inventory that you have a pearl worth 100 gold pieces that you can use to cast Identify.
Flashbacks are dope.
Flashbacks are dope. They make my life a lot easier, that's for sure. All right, tell me, give me an order of what you are identifying. This takes
do it.
10 minutes or 11 minutes each. I forget which.
Yeah, 10
Right.
minutes because rituals. So I will start with the boots. No, the sword. The thing. Shailen has the boots. With the sword, I guess, if it's on the table.
Kellen has the sword.
In the shirt, I think that's on the table.
Chain shirt.
Whatever's on the table first, I will touch that first. That's
Pretty much everything but the sword is on this shirt, so you can is on the table, so you can pick whatever you'd like.
well. Then we'll do the shirt because it's a shirt.
Okay. You take the 10 minutes. You identify the shirt. It is a chain shirt +1.
Ooh.
Well, this is
Nice.
quite nice. Just very protective. Perhaps you sleep. People shouldn't touch it yet. I don't want you to bite it. They don't know, fall on it.
Why would I bite the shirt?
I don't know why you do anything that's
You want
happening
me
right
to
now,
do
be
it?
honest.
Because now I want to do it.
Please do not. Do not.
Maybe you shouldn't bite that shirt, rabbit.
Mary's gonna start reaching for the shirt.
No.
Whatever. Do what you want. Just keep it away from me.
I think both of you should probably, I don't know, drink water. Does that help with this?
I don't know.
Oh, Otis is still shoveling food in his mouth. He's just doing it exhausted.
Water tastes like
Can
really
you-
good, actually. Oh.
Can you wait to like identify the sword? So
Sure. It's up to you.
like I don't want to like bias my study of the runes or whatever.
Sure. Just don't, I don't know, stab yourself with it because you think it's, I don't know, something else.
Taller than me. I think stabbing myself with it would be
Mhm.
pretty hard.
Kellen's pretty tall too, so that's kind of an accomplishment.
Yeah, kind of.
Sure. And then he will start on the boots.
The boots. All right, you take
Hey.
an additional 11 minutes, and you find out that these are boots of levitation.
Ooh.
Oh,
These ones are very fancy as well. They'll help you fly in the air. Well, not quite like a bird, more like a floating tower.
And you are
Anyway.
aware those require attunement.
You do have to bond with him. And then he will do the horn of the horn.
Yeah, that Viking
Mm.
horn.
This one, I have not finished writing the card for it, but I can tell you the name for it. It has 4 different properties that are used when you blow it. It is called the Horn of the Fallen.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
This
Okay.
one,
So I
this
will make you
one-
a card for it and send it to you later. I think that's as much time as you're going to have during breakfast to be able to do these.
So we should probably get to class. Please don't fall asleep. It will make us all look bad.
Which class do we have? I need to sort out whether or not the professor is going to be mad about me bringing this giant ass sword to class.
You might have to deal with it.
Probably all of them, except for the more martially inclined professors. They might like you more for it. Let's go and find out.
Yeah, what class do we have?
yeah.
You are aware after breakfast is party tricks.
Oh,
Done.
ooh,
I think
let's
that last
bring the
had
sword.
support magic, so this time you're at offensive magics.
Okay.
Saskia.
I
It's
mean,
probably be
it's a giant sword and it's magic. That seems like offensive magic.
Saskia would really like it. I think.
Yeah, I think I should bring it to class.
Yeah.
And maybe if I see that dragonborn like accidentally bump her.
Are you gonna
on the
stab
way
somebody?
Oh, bad.
No. That would be super rude. I was thinking just, remind them that I could. Is that bad?
Oh,
Do what you want.
no.
That's probably bad. Yeah, maybe.
No.
Maybe not.
No.
It is a bad idea. Don't do that.
Wow. Okay. So you guys head to your offensive magics class, literally dragging this massive Zweihander with you. As you get there, Saskia is standing there, and you see her physically do a double take as she takes in this sword that you're carrying around. It's like, well, welcome to class.
Hey, Saskia. We were studying, and then it took a while, and then I had to bring my toy to class, and he'll just drag it over and lay it on the ground by him and sit down.
What is it? Where
it's
did
Zweihander.
No, I can see it's a Zweihander. Come on.
Look, Professor, in my experience
Just
with
Saskia.
telling people, right? Yeah, Saskia. In our experience thus far of telling people about where we got this stuff, we have been instructed to tell them the whole story. And I'm like, you have a class to teach, so maybe it's like a later conversation.
You look. It definitely sounded like Sasuke. You look like exhausted. I mean, not you. And she gestures towards Ardris and towards Micah, but
Micah.
the rest of you.
In a word, yes, but the other 30% of me is totally present and ready to crush it today.
I just want to get this over with so I can plant my tree.
Are you crying?
I'm just tired, Rabbit. And Otis said, as he says that, he doesn't look at Miri, he looks at the ground.
I want you to imagine the least like child-friendly person who is suddenly like has 3 very sleepy, maybe cranky sort of children in front of her. There is a very clear look of like, okay. I tell you what, the people who are fit to join this class, and she gestures to Ardris and Micah, you may go inside. The rest of you, nap time, I guess. Although, Mr. Fitz, I like that song.
She liked the sword.
She likes it. Hey, nice.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
And she reaches back and pulls out her own longsword. And as she does, she puts it like next to it. Now the Zweihander is bigger, but as you're looking at it, you notice some of those runes look pretty similar. Ooh. If you aren't napping, I guess you could look at these or whatever. Just seriously, don't touch it. Cool?
Cool. Totally cool.
Awesome. I am currently your favorite professor. If you mess with my sword, I will be a nightmare. Do you understand?
I'm familiar with those. Mm-hmm. No, like literally.
Okay.
Night horses?
Yeah, those.
Well, okay.
Totally not going to mess with your sword. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Fantastic. And she gestures all two of you to go in there and runs you through drills where you are only using cantrips. So she runs you through, it's got several like mannequins, like fighting dummies that just pop up from random angles around you from at various distances. And you are only allowed to use cantrips, no higher level spells. So she runs you through that a couple of times. It's a pretty relaxed class, probably because there's just two of you. But I would like both of you to very quickly roll me whatever your spell attack bonus is.
Oh, okay.
Roll me one. Just a spell attack.
14 total.
Alright, that's 9 plus 7. 15.
16.
Oh, wait, 9 plus
So-
7? Oh, yeah, 16.
All right. You both did pretty well. I mean, it's nothing stellar, nothing to write home about, but like you're able to complete the tasks that she's giving you. Like I said, it's pretty relaxed. Like she does have at the very end kind of a blitz round where just like all of the mannequins pop up at once, and you're just like which would maybe be fun to do from the inside. It's probably boring to watch from the outside, so we're not going to worry about that too much. But as you finish, you come back out. Otis and Miri, what have you been doing during this class? Did you literally take a nap or not?
It depends on what Kellen is doing for Otis. Because Otis can give you he can what's the cantrip?
Guidance.
Yeah, he can give you guidance if you want it. But you have to concentrate.
So he was told like maybe it's nap time, but then the door cracked back open for like go study these runes. So he's definitely studying the runes, right? Like we all know that.
Of course, yeah.
Otis will help you. Like he was just like, "What you doing, Prince of Darkness?"
Oh yeah, I'm gonna like try to study these runes and like transcribe them or whatever.
I can't read them, but I can ask somebody to help you.
Cool. Is it
All right.
arduous?
No, it's one of the magic men in the sky. You know,
Oh,
people that brought us magic.
Oh,
I am picturing the hardest turn into horror, where it's just like suddenly his face just ends and like this magic face comes out that's like, let me help you. But no, instead he reaches over and taps you on the shoulder and you have guidance. Congratulations.
Okay.
Tell me what you're rolling. What are you trying to find out?
At the moment, he's like studying for like activation patterns or the like, right? Like what are the I guess like in terms of reverse engineering, like start at the end, right? So what is like the finisher of the spell, or what's like the main rune, and then kind of start working his way backwards from there if he can identify such a thing.
Cool. Are you gonna go investigation or arcana?
Do they lead to like, would that be like going for slightly different information, or would it be similar information?
Slightly different.
Probably Arcana in his case then. It's the better skill, but it's also just the thing he's generally more interested in.
Okay.
But I have disadvantage because it's an ability check.
That is true. But you do have guidance, so go ahead and add the D4 as well.
That's pretty freaking good for, yeah, that's a 24 with disadvantage.
Oh, let's
oh,
go.
God. Nice.
I mean, we all know that Kellen's like fatal flaw, his Achilles heel, is hyperfocus. And you're getting tunnel vision like on a very literal physical sense, and you just channel that into like figurative tunnel vision on this blade. As you're looking at it and the blade beside it, the one that Saskia laid down, you realize the types of enchantment you have experienced creating so far have been ones that require use later, like an activation. Like the light ring is something that is not on all the time, it is on when you choose to turn it on. And you've considered what you're working on for enchantment is similar in that it has an extra effect you can add onto it. This is not that case. You quickly realize as you were looking at how this has been crafted, you realize this is a permanent enchantment. And so it is not something that is added or it is activated. There's no keyword or, like a command word or a gesture or something. It is this thing. It is this magic thing all the time. So I think that's the first thing that you realize as you're comparing them, and you're comparing to what you know about enchantment. The second thing that you realize is that, can you quickly roll me a history check on top of that? I will let you continue with guidance because this is kind of a subset of what you just rolled. I just need to know what you might have seen before to compare this with.
Yeah. Since this is a before thing, I assume, I'll just still roll under disadvantage, though, basically, is what I'm asking.
Yeah, still disadvantage, still guidance.
With the guidance, it's only 10.
Okay.
Because of the disadvantage.
10 is what the average person would know. The average person would know some weapons are made for specific purposes. And you would guess that this is one such thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not higher than 10. I can't really give you much more than that. But
Sure.
with the 24, I will say that you are aware that it is a magical weapon. It is a enduring, persistent enchantment, and it is targeted.
And I imagine the number of runes would allow him to suss out that it's a lot more complex than the kind of enchantments that go on the light ring and stuff.
Yeah, and I think there's there's an understanding of this idea that there are enchantments that you place into objects in order to enchant them, and there are enchantments that you use to create objects that are themselves magical. And this is the second. So it's not something you have had experience doing, but that's kind of the difference. And you notice the rune system is slightly different from what you used for your other enchantment products.
Otis, I don't know what spell you and the magic person in the sky or whatever you used, but it might be my new drug. That was super cool. I think we've earned that nap, and since you've been super helpful, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to choose whether or not I explain what I found out to you.
Sleep now. Explanation later.
That sounds good.
My boy out cold on the ground, so.
Miri, are you taking a nap?
Yeah, she was already out cold on the ground before either of them were.
Nice.
Curled up in a little bunny ball, I guess.
So Micah and Arjus, as you come out, you see all three of your friends passed out on the ground. Just not particularly comfortable. I mean, it's just grass, but they did find a nice little shaded area. It's clear to see that the sword that Saskia put down has not moved. That is very obvious. Other than that, you can't tell what happened.
This is not very professional or elegant at all.
Elegant?
Blanket?
This makes us look bad. I think it's going to go and start waking everybody up.
What? Blanket? Oh.
No, blanket. It's the middle of the day. They must be awake. We have business to tend to, people to speak with. Everyone, wake up, please. Wake up.
Does it work?
Mary will not get up. No.
Do we awaken?
Do you awaken?
Oh, we got a choice.
Oh, if he says it like that, no.
Do I have the choice? Okay.
Otis is gonna stay out because he just did a concentration and all that. So yeah, he's down for the count.
The need for you all to wake up.
Kellen will wake up. He will sit up. He will put his hand on his Zweihander that he's borrowing. And he'll say, Arjus, you're my least favorite person right now.
Who is normally your least
God.
favorite person?
That stupid blue dragonborn.
Well,
Across campus, Honinko sneezes.
You need to learn.
Yep.
Nonetheless, if you all are tired, go back to your beds. Why are you sleeping in the middle of the campus? And why have you left the professor's sword unattended while you are sleeping? What if someone had stolen it?
Grass is comfy.
I would have hit them with the other giant sword that we currently have in our possession.
Otis snores loudly.
I was unaware you were adept at such martial skills, but you were asleep. They would have already stolen it. They may have broken it, and then the professor would have been very upset with you.
Sasuke is looming directly over Ardris's shoulder, to where Ardris cannot see her, and she looks at you and is like, and then reaches over his shoulder, picks up her sword, and receives it.
I get the sense that you're probably underestimating Saskia.
I don't think so. I believe you were given instructions to watch the blade, and then you went to sleep.
Actually, that wasn't the instruction. I have a very keen mind, and as I recall, the instruction was to not touch it.
You're both too loud.
Admirably. Thank you very much. I do recommend if you want to sleep more, it's lunchtime. You could always go to your dorm for more of your nap. I guess you could stay here, but
Yes. Eat, sleep for lunch. I'm gonna do that, and he'll start dragging his Y-hander and walk back to his room.
A DM question: is it possible to use Maximilian Earth's grip without using the damage, but just using it as to pick them up and take them somewhere?
Ooh, that is a good question. I know I
do the damage too. Don't be scared.
Oh no!
Well, we're definitely gonna wake up then.
Yeah.
What's squeezing me?
It's trying to kill me.
Get advantage on that one too.
What is the speed it can move?
It can move 30 feet, I believe, as a bonus action. And it lasts for check.
I will allow you to make an intelligence check to be able to calculate the pressures necessary to regulate whether this does damage or not. If you roll this, you have cast it. So it's your choice. You cast it, and then you roll to see if you can keep it from doing damage, or you don't cast it.
Okay. So what's going to do is he's going to take a look at who's the one who's primarily sleeping on the floor.
Miri.
Right
now.
Okay.
Otis too.
Otis too? Okay.
Yeah, Miri and Otis were both on the ground still.
So he's going to kind of recall previous examples, I guess, from his classrooms about being delicate, being precise. And from there, he's going to take those concepts and use his ability check for being what he is to add a d6 to his roll.
Never want a natural one more than I want this.
Oh no!
What a hater, dog. What a hater.
We're just trying to sleep.
What you trying about? Perfect. That is a 19 already on the die.
Nice.
That is 19 plus.
First your rolls.
That's a 21 already. That am at plus 6. 6.
Kira doesn't roll under 15 ever.
You really don't.
Yeah.
Kira,
But yeah, we get the go. So that is 21 plus 6. 27 total. As gentle as a baby's bottom.
Yeah, so this is definitely not how this spell is written at all, but it's cool. So we're gonna say it works anyway. Do you pick Mary or do you pick Otis?
Oh, Mary first. Definitely Mary first.
Okay. So I think you have seen Maximilian's Earthen Grasp before, where it just kind of shoots up and like encompasses a target and then squeezes. And in this case, it's almost like a wave of earth and dirt, in which it kind of just gently rises, and it's got this rolling motion that kind of moves her forward without actually grasping. It's like it's grasping down instead of up and moving on the back of this kind of hand. So yeah, it's slow going, but you could conceivably. I don't know how long it lasts.
Oh yeah, let me check.
1 minute. 1 minute, 30 feet per round. That's 300 feet. I'll say you could, in one casting, get her to the dorm. It's a little tricky when you go like the cobblestone path, for example.
Yeah.
You might do a little damage there. And you can't get her into the dorm.
Yeah, that makes sense. When he gets to the door, he's like, Bess, I do.
Do me a favor and roll 2d6 real quick.
Okay.
Oof.
Oh no.
It's a yeeter at the door, more.
He's gonna throw
Ooh,
me.
a 5 and a 4.
Cool. So the cobblestone path from where you crossed just has like this little like trench across it where all of those stones have been kind of upended a little bit. I mean, it's not like a big gap or anything. It's not like someone would fall into, but like the wave has clearly left like an indentation of several inches in like this nice little path perpendicular to the way it runs.
Nice.
They aren't going to like that.
Nope. Not the slightest. Redecoration. So yeah, Michael would be like, close bed.
Did anyone get Otis, or is Otis still sleeping under a tree?
Oh yeah, he's still under that tree.
Anybody else is trying it, or is that just me?
I was going to magic missile.
Magic missile him? Oh no.
Such a hater.
I mean, because I'm doing that action. I mean, like if I come back, if nobody else does it, then he will try to do it again, most likely.
If it's in character for you and you want
Yeah.
to spend the resource, big dog,
Well,
it's okay. But Otis doesn't
yeah.
mind.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's time to wake up.
He's still out, dog.
Yeah.
He's
so
sleeping hard.
Michael definitely wanted to try again once he sees that at least get him to his bed.
Can you do the past memories again? I don't think so, right?
Oh, I can do it up enough to up my proficiency bonus.
So you're at 3 right now, right? So you
Yeah,
should
3.
be able
Yeah,
to
so
do
I just used 1.
it one more time. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Are you going to use it again?
Yes.
You're so kind.
He's like these folks are like just sleep right here. Like we gotta get him to the bed. He's like, Rent.
Otis is literally used to that, so he would have been fine.
Oh, that's a
Father would have just cast
Oh,
fire.
no.
That's a widow.
Been done with it.
Okay,
well, here we
better,
go.
though. That's better though.
What did you get?
So I got 6, 5, 13 for this one.
What did you get on the roll?
A
on the
5.
dice?
That's just so you got. So you guys are like, I don't roll above, below. What do you call it? I was like,
Wait, did you get a 6 on your D6?
Yep. So two 6s, but
Dang. I need to steal that dice. Roll
Yeah, we're
me,
going to the casino next week. Okay.
roll me 2d6.
all right. A 4 and a 3.
Otis, you take 3 points of damage as he attempts to do the same thing, but it's much more rowdy this time. He overtimes it because he gets to thinking about that cobblestone and he gets in his head about it a little bit. And he's like, how am I not going to? And he ends up kind of launching you in the air a little bit. And as you fall, you take 3 points of damage.
Ah, what?
You are
Who
awake.
did? Of course.
Oh, sorry. Try, take, bet. Take you, bet.
Well, Otis hears that, but he doesn't look at Micah. He stares literally anywhere but at Micah. He's just like, well, whatever, kid. Whatever. You want me to go to the room? I go to the room, okay? He walks away, not looking at Micah. Like he walks quick.
He nods.
Well,
he looks and then he's like, okay. And he looks at the Cobra Souls. He's like, oh, fix.
well, as the three of our members decide to go back to bed and 2 head for lunch, I think we'll take a quick break here before we get back into it.
All right,
Okay.
awesome. So we're going to take a nice 10-15 minute break, and we'll see you for the second half of Rivenwood Academy. Bye-bye for now.
Be back.
All right, and we are back for the second half of Rivenwood Academy. With that said, Aaron, take it away.
In there.
All right, naps and lunch aside, we're going to move things just a little bit faster as we start to wrap up this semester. We have quite a few things that we need to do in order to complete all of your classes and get whatever bonuses you might get for those classes themselves. So does anyone have anything they need to do before we jump into some of these kind of final projects that you'll be doing for the classes you can take?
Would this be the time when I would ask to get my flower golden to get the spell component, or would that be later?
Yeah, you find your mom. We'll say at some point, you've got about 2 more weeks in the semester before it ends. So during these 2 weeks, you can definitely find her and ask to get this flower gilded, which means dipped in gold. I don't think, just looking at time frames, I don't think you're gonna have enough time to do that and use that as your enchanting project, because with a 3rd level spell, it would take like a month, and you've only got about 2 weeks. But you can still have that component in order to do that spell.
Gotcha.
And she's going to take care of the cost of gilding it.
Okay.
So you found the flower, she will gild it for you. Do you want to RP that out, or are we good saying like you find your mom? She says, "Yeah,
we're good." Yeah, because I know what I like to do. Yeah, we're good with that.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else anyone else needs to do?
Otis needs to roll to figure out anything because he never even picked his project.
Don't worry about that. I have looked at what everyone said that they wanted to do. I think I've got a plan for everyone except for Micah. I wasn't quite sure what we were going to end up doing with yours, but I think I've got an idea what you'll do.
Okay.
At some point, Argus will identify the rest of the items, including the book. Do we for that?
Let's take just a moment to do that, because I think that would happen probably early in this. So, which one do you want to identify first?
We'll go with the book.
Okay, as you look at the book, you cast Identify and nothing happens. It's not a magical item. There's no magical signature on it. It's a book. Do you open it up to read it?
Sure.
It is written in Orcish. Ancient Orcish.
Ancient Orcish.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, I will remind you, because of your book.
Oh, I do speak Orcish. Roman. I will use the book to read the other book.
Okay, so you use the book to read the other book, and what you find is It is difficult going because, like I said, it is ancient Orcish, so it's kind of like reading Beowulf or something, where you're like, I get it mostly, but then you get kind of into some of those weird old verbs, and you're like, I don't know exactly what that means. Why does the S look like an F? What's going on here, kind of thing. But as you read it, you realize this is a diary. It is not a like everyday kind of diary. Someone was not tracking their every movement, but it was some important points in someone's life. And as you read through it, make me a quick. Well, no, I think you already made that check actually. Make me a history check again with advantage because I think you've already seen some of this before.
19 plus 8, 27.
Nice. As you're reading through it, you realize the author of this book, it's one of those things you have to piece together because people rarely put their own names in a diary, you know what I mean? Like you're not writing to yourself a lot of times. But as you read through it, you get the idea that this is the diary of Saint Justicia, the person who at the end of this semester, at the end of this month, you're actually the festival day of Saint Justicia, who was a lauded hero at the end of the total war who brought everyone about to the Accords. And as you're reading through it, you're getting a very different picture than the history you've always been told. So you are told that like Saint Justicia, carried, instead of carrying her sword, which you now have, instead of carrying her sword, she carried a banner into battle in order to encourage everyone to stop fighting and to join the Accords. And now you're getting like I said, a different picture. There is something called the Erisinosi, which is a word I think that you do not know. That was...
Could you spell that for us, please?
Erisenosi. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. It was destroying the continent. And at the height of the conflict of the total war, almost every nation was driven to madness with this kind of xenophobia and paranoia about the other countries. And it manifested into what they are calling Erisinosi. You see this word a lot. Not entirely certain maybe what exactly that is, but every time they talk about what the problem was, you see this word come up. And as you're reading through this journal, you see that there are a few extremely brave individuals from around the continent who got together and realized they need to do something about it. And what did you get for that history check?
27.
Oh, man. I like it because I get to give you all of this information, but it is... what they ended up doing, they used the strength of their conviction to fight against kind of this fighting. And they came up with a plan to create these seals. So there are 7 echoes of whatever Erisinosi is that they have created seals around the continent in order to banish. You're not exactly sure what the seals do, but you're able to connect those with the book you have. It's got 7 diagrams, and you have now seen 1 in real life in the Phobos. So this is extremely old magic. It is older magic than the Total War and the Accords. It was barely understood by these people who were working to use it, even though they, at the time, were paragons of, arcane and divine magic. Something else to notice is that when these people set to create these seals, it required a significant sacrifice. And in fact, it claimed the lives of at least one at every seal as they created them. I think with a 27, you realize that the last entry is right before the Phobos would have been created. This cave that you were at. And it is likely that that is where she sacrificed her life.
Wow. That's a lot of lore, Aaron.
Delicious.
I just going to close the book.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Oh,
make sure
sorry.
no one saw him read it.
With a 27, I can give you one more piece of information. You're looking at this writing. Like I said, it's in ancient Orcish. And as you look at this and you're reading it and you're getting into it, you realize the handwriting looks familiar.
Do I know the handwriting? Have I seen it?
You have seen this handwriting before. You are holding 2 examples of that handwriting.
Is it the same? No, we're not doing this. He's folding up the book. He's putting the book away, wrapping it up, making sure that absolutely no one saw him read it. And then he will take a moment to completely compose himself, and then he'll look at the others. This book does not exist as far as other people are concerned.
Make me a quick, I don't know, stealth check.
I am wizard.
You were all together as you were identifying things. If you want to secret it away, we'll say that you need to stealth it a bit.
Natural 20.
I wanted to ask you to do a perception check.
How you talking about me? At least I can.
The dice are the 7th player. Absolutely. 8th player, including me. The dice are the 8th player. But yeah, no one realizes that the book is gone. No one saw you do any of it.
Hello, everyone. Shall we continue?
Was there anything else you needed to identify? You had a couple other things on the table.
But he doesn't remember anything else. Really, nothing else matters.
Okay, cool. Cool. Sweet. So let's jump forward. We're going to go through a couple of these different classes that you're in. Okay. Let me open up my notes on those classes really quick. For funsies, let's go ahead and start with the speech class. Wherever I put it. There we go. All right. In the speech class, as you know, Professor Alfred Bloom told you each of you would have individual tasks to do. What he has given you is, Miri, you are to perform a story for him using what you have learned over the course of this class about characterization and inhabiting characters. Micah, he's asking you to persuade him into something. And Kellen, he is asking you to deceive him about something you know to not be true. So each of you have basically an individual audition, basically. You're not having to perform this in front of your classmates, but you are individually able to perform this. Now, I want you first to tell me what you're doing, and then we will roll it. If you come up with something good, you might get advantage. Miri, can we start with you?
Sure, we can start with Miri. So, what I'm thinking is that because she doesn't have any really good illusion spells, I'm going to use prestidigitation to help create what's it called? The setting.
Okay, cool.
Just background things, if she needs little effects, anything like that. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure she's proficient in them. She isn't, but she'll try her best. She'll just put on little makeup and little outfits. She probably sewed a few together very crudely.
What story are you telling?
I assume that there was a creation myth in this world.
Absolutely.
And so she would have probably done that.
Ooh, fancy. Cool. Okay, so surprising. Not what I thought that you would choose to perform, but something that I think is very exciting. Do you wanna give me a little taste of what that looks like or sounds like?
Oh God. Let me just read up again on what prestidigitation can do. So, I feel like she would have set up like if there were windows, she would have like blacked them out and set up candles everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And as she went through the stages of like we have animals, we have birds, I don't know, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She would light a candle each time, and each time it would light, it would have, I don't know, birds was the first one I came up with. So if the bird candle went on, little birds would fly around the flame.
Ooh, fancy. Excellent. Go and give me performance with advantage because I like this idea of this candlelit kind of theater.
All right.
Creation myth that you are creating.
Yeah. All right. That is going to be a 20, dirty 20.
Nice.
As you finish, you take kind of like your final bow. I assume like all of the candles kind of flame up as you give your final bow and you finish.
Of course, she's all about flamboyancy, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're in like that stage kind of area where the speech class happens. So you're the only person on stage. The only person in the audience is Professor Alfred Bloom. And as you finish up, he stands up and he's giving you a clap. He's like, well done. I had never heard that story like you told it. It made me want to believe it. A+. He's very, very happy with your performance. Congratulations on passing your speech class.
Woo!
Woo!
All right, Fab. I think I'm about to throw you a curveball.
Hit me.
Micah is going to approach to ask him to convince him to help him find the diviner. And by doing so, help ask him by finding the diviner, so therefore he could tell the diviner about what happened regarding the letter, about somebody who's supposed to be, how you're supposed to remember somebody that he can't remember, and that someone is here and it seems to be causing some type of distress. And so he's going to convince him to help him find the diviner.
Tell me what you tell him. How do you convince him?
Okay. So he kind of walks up to him.
Hello, Micah.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine. Can you help find diviner with me, teacher?
You mean Miss Tylee?
He nods.
Oh, I see. What did you need to talk with Miss Tylee about?
I don't have memories before I think someone knows me here.
Let's see. You came here about 3 years ago. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And someone knows you from before that. Have you talked to your mother about it? Like Chancellor Rizzoli.
She saw paper said, do you remember me? Can you remember at all? Do at Battle Royale, Mother saw paper and looked around. I noticed nervous.
Mm.
So I would like to know who gave me paper.
Do you think Miss Tylee gave it to you?
That Miss Tylee can find out, maybe.
Well, it is hypothetically possible that she could find out because she's a very wise woman, but I'm surprised you would pick her first. I mean, over talking to your mother, or maybe anyone who knew you when you first came here.
I don't know anyone else besides teachers and mother. They mother first. But
I mean, it's an interesting idea. I mean, honestly, Miss Tylee is not a full-time teacher here. She comes and visits on occasion, which is why you probably haven't seen her around since she came to help out with our little class. She lives not too terribly far from here, but I could maybe arrange a trip to her village. Go ahead and roll that persuasion check.
okay.
He looks a little bit doubtful, like, should he do this or should he not?
Okay. Let's see. Here we go. What persuasion? I got. Oh, my persuasion is great. Okay. Let's Okay. That is a 19.
Y'all are crushing it.
Nice. So he does look pretty doubtful, but as he's looking at you, you are kind of channeling what Miss Tylee used in that kind of charisma of open honesty.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a charisma of like being silver-tongued or something, or sultry or brash. It is just being truthful, and that is enough to persuade him. So he looks at you and he goes, I mean, I don't know, maybe during the term break, in between when this semester ends and the new one starts, we could see if we could take a trip. It would probably be a few days.
Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. Also, I wanted to congratulate you. I can tell that you've been working on your pronunciation and your speaking style, and I've seen great improvement. Well done.
Really?
Yes?
I try.
I can tell.
Mhm.
I can tell. I'm very excited to see what you do next.
And there's a genuine smile on his face. One of the rare times where it's just like a truly strong sense of emotion as just like a big old cheese just appears on his face as he kind of like looks down. And then, of course, his natural behavior kind of and sticks back and the smile disappears. But yeah, that's beautiful.
Wonderful. Kellen.
Well, Professor, this might seem a bit unorthodox, but I must tell you the truth of a lie that you may not be yet to hear. Now, there are some nasty rumors going on about my friends and I that we may have been involved in some sort of violence, being met with beholders, maybe of the undead variety. And, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, as that sounds like quite the exciting adventure, but it's simply not true. You see, my friends and I actually found a cavern that led into the water and was filled with many natural disasters. You could see from the way that it sloped down as you came in, and the rocks from the stalactites created an environmental hazard. And he kind of like continues building this story through like the lie where like if you're adept, you can figure it out because it's a little overladen with details from someone that you can is like coming up with it on the spot. That's like his strategy because he's proficient with deception, but not like an exceptional liar.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll it. And I'm actually going to contest this one with an insight.
13.
You beat a 12.
Nice.
How did this happen? Excellent.
So as you're doing it, you're definitely doing that thing where you're telling a lot of the truth. It's only when you say like, we definitely didn't do the beholders. That's the only part that you're really lying about. The rest of it is pretty true. And you're following it, and he's like, that was complicated. I'm honestly not entirely sure which part I'm not supposed to believe. I think I would choose to believe all of it. I mean, I know that you're lying to me because I asked you to. But if I did not already know that you are lying to me, right? Maybe you chose not to, and that's your lie is that you're telling the truth. That would be tricky.
Darn, that would have been a good idea. Kellen literally says, darn, that would have been a good idea.
Next time. Pretty good. So there were beholders.
Who can say, Professor?
Certainly not I. Certainly not I. Well done, Miss Splits. I am impressed that you paid attention to the way I talked about inhabiting a character. I think it definitely helps when you are lying to put yourself in the position of it being true. Well done. So for my 3 students who just passed their speech class, congratulations. You get a +1 to charisma.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yes. I've got 20 now.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Your boy no longer has negative charisma.
Yes,
Nice.
Kellen.
Well done. For the history of magic class, everyone very quickly make me an Arcana check.
All right.
okay.
A 21 for Artress.
So I sort of took it upon myself to assume that I could do a little bit of temporal nonsense here. Can I?
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Well, he's like really fumbling bad with a 9 and then smooths it over a bit to get to a 12.
Okay. All right.
Is it right if I use the ability check ordeal as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is the last one for this bracket of things.
Okay.
So you can choose to use it on this one or a different class if you prefer. It's up to
Okay.
you.
Well, I'll probably use it for a different class. It wasn't too bad. It was 18, but just be
18.
safe.
All right.
Now,
Miri?
Otis. Oh.
Did we lose Mary?
Oh no, she's
no.
muted.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh,
there you go.
God.
Welcome back.
Beholders for real.
What'd you get for your Arcana check?
Let's roll it. See, what did we get? That's a natural 16. Sorry. A 16, yeah.
Alrighty. Otis.
That's an 8 total. Rolled a natural 6.
Ouch.
Mhm.
All right. Otis and Kellen, you both get a +1 to Arcana.
Okay.
The rest of you, if you are not already proficient in Arcana, you are now proficient. If you are proficient, you have expertise.
Nice.
Nature, Otis, go ahead and make me a nature check real quick. You plant your tree successfully. It is taking really well, I assume. We'll see how your nature roll goes.
Oh boy. Trees don't fail me now. Oh, let's go. Nat 20. So that's 25 total.
Hey.
The dice on our side.
Nice.
Dice
Oh,
on our
man.
side.
Thank you,
this
Die Hard Dice. Thank you, Die Hard
this
Dice.
just ups, this just ups the challenge rating for every encounter that's coming. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh no.
Your tree takes really, really well. It is sprouting and growing very, very well. You now have a +1 to both animal handling and nature.
Sweet.
So whatever you already have for those, please add +1 to that.
Thank you.
Yes. Continental politics. Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Ooh.
19 for Archers.
Yes.
All right, 1 second. History check.
Mm-hmm.
Nat 20.
Oh.
He
All
knows
right.
all.
You can add an additional +1 to history for both of you. And then you also now have proficiency with disguise kit. As well as a set of noble clothing. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Noble clothing.
I will add that to my other set of movies.
Well, maybe it's a different set than the one you currently have. And when
It's a
Shai gets
similar
back,
set.
it is. Yeah. You've now got your summer and your fall looks, so you're good to go. When Shai gets back, we will handle that. So all we have really left to do is to finish up our enchantments. All right. So I believe Micah, Kellen, and Ardris, you already have your blueprints. Everyone else, I need you to roll me an Arcana check.
That +1's gonna be helpful.
You are aware you are doing this, Otis. You can give yourself guidance.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Yeah, that didn't matter. Otis got a natural 1.
No.
Wait, what? With advantage? How do you get a natural 1 with advantage?
Why does he have advantage?
I don't have
Okay.
advantage.
Oh, I thought you said. I thought you said he had
No,
advantage. I was like,
it's
I got guidance.
Are we?
Okay.
So I got
Are
the extra
we with?
D4.
Are we with him in Enchanted? Can I please use my last to help my friend out? Okay, reroll.
Okay.
Come
Thank
on.
Thank you. Do I still
I
keep
like
his
how-
guidance?
I like how-
Wait. Can Miri give him bardic inspiration?
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
I like how
Wow.
I like how Kellen keeps using like time magic to subtly mess with everyone's life. Like
That's
It's
the
like,
only way. Do I keep guidance also, or do I lose it?
You've got guidance still.
Okay.
Basically, I'm saying, well, for this case, because you're going back in time, keep whatever you rolled for guidance.
All right, you got it. So that's still a 3. Okay. So, and for the bardic inspiration, do I get that also?
What die
D6.
do you have for?
D6 right now.
D6. Okay. Rolling. Wow, that's a natural 20. So that's
Oh.
25. And then plus the 3, that's 28. Yo, see me, big
At least there has been at least one natural 20 in every class.
That's
From a
20
natural
I wanted.
1 to a natural 20.
Yes.
You know what this is? This is
To be
Kellen
fair.
stood too close to you. This is what this
Yep.
is.
it was Kellen messing around with the time magic, his enchanting.
Honestly, next time, just ask him to stand in physical proximity. It probably works just fine. No time magic necessary. He's got that aura of like enchantment. Miri, what is your?
I rolled a dirty 20.
Wow.
We out here.
Okay, excellent. Otis, because you got a natural 20, when you go to enchant, you'll be rolling with advantage.
Oh, thank
Everyone
you.
has your arcane blueprints. Right now, what I have everyone creating is Otis is creating a ring of ability, of enhanced ability. Kellen's mind dagger. Smoke step for Miri.
Mhm.
Shy is not here, but she's making the Bell of Hope. Argus is the shield ring. And Micah, you're doing the mage armor?
Yes.
Is it also a ring or a necklace? What does it look like?
It would be a ring.
Mage armor ring. You guys are gonna have the most like ringed up fingers at the end of all this. They'll just keep getting joy.
Blank.
Y'all gonna be walking around making noise. All right. So what we're gonna do, because I'm gonna consider this like downtime enchanting. So instead of having to hit this one time, you have a lower DC that you'll hit multiple times. So instead of having to do it just once and good luck, you will get to try this a couple of different times.
Nice. Okay.
Let's start with actually. I think all of you are doing first or second level spells.
Mhm.
Doing the first level spell. It's Argus, right?
First level.
What level of spell is Mage Armor?
Level 1.
Level 1. Okay.
Mhm.
Ardris and Micah, your DC is going to be 10.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else, your DC is 12. There
Okay.
are 5 checks involved.
Okay.
So
Do
you
I get
use,
advantage? Oh, sorry.
you use your enchanting, what do you call it? Ability.
Our spell casting.
Skill?
Spellcasting.
Yeah. So if you are a wisdom, or if you're an intelligence, or if you're charisma, you're doing enchanting with that charisma. Do not add your proficiency bonus unless your name is Kellen. But Otis, you do get to roll with advantage.
Is that on
and-
all of the checks or just the one?
I'm going to say all of them. You got 28 total. All of them you can roll with advantage.
Why, thank you.
Kellen, you're also rolling with advantage, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
My
I'm
allowed.
going to just
roll.
trust you guys to roll 5 times and tell me if you made it 5 times.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna
Because
say I'm just gonna roll
I don't
5
need you to
d20.
roll that. Yeah.
Okay. So roll
I rolled a
5
natural
times.
1 on the first one.
Ouch.
So our DC is 10, right? We just have to roll 5 times?
For you and Ardris, it's 10. What's your total, Ardris?
6 if it's just intelligence modifier strength.
Let me double check. No. I'm sorry. You do add your proficiency because you have the arcane blueprint. So what's your total?
Okay, so then it's 6 on the first one. No,
Six total?
not. It's 9. 9 total on the first one.
You get 1 failure and it still works. So out of 5, you can miss 1.
That's 4 or 5.
All right. All right.
I got 5 and 5.
Okay.
I will make you guys cards. I haven't made cards for you yet, but I do have what all of these things do. So I will tell you what they do if you are successful, and then if you I will make you cards to put in Roll20 when I get a second. But I just didn't have time this week.
Oh, right. It's a 5 for 5 for me.
Nice.
That's 4 out of 5 for Otis.
I also got 4 to 5. I almost did it. Almost got 3.
Sounds
but
like every person made it.
Oh wait, it was all 12. So yeah, that was a 5 out of 5.
Nice.
Oh.
All right, let's start at the beginning. Otis, you now have a ring of ability. Congratulations. The
Woo.
person wearing this ring can cast enhance ability on themselves once per day as a bonus action without using a spell slot. Concentration 1 hour.
Why'd you give me something so strong?
Kellen, Kellen's Mind Dagger. As a bonus action, speak the command word to have the dagger do an additional 3d6 psychic damage on a hit once per round. If the creature fails an intelligence saving throw against your spell save DC, if you throw the dagger, you have a range of 90 feet in which this will also still work. A creature who has been hit with this cannot take a reaction during this round. It lasts until you go a round without a hit, or you dispel it with a bonus action. But you can redo it.
Nico's gonna get stabbed one day. I know this.
I am really looking forward to seeing how that stacks with your future roguish.
It's gonna
Me too.
get busted.
It is gonna be busted.
Me too.
Miri,
Mhm.
Smoke Step. As a free action, you can speak the command word for this object and Misty Step to a location within 60 feet that you can see or that you have been to within the last hour, as long as it's still within that 60 feet.
Mhm.
The exit is masked by a sudden burst of smoke where you had been standing. Creatures around you do not know where you've gone. You can bring one willing creature that you are touching with you. This is once per day as a free action or reaction.
Ooh.
Nice.
You use that as a reaction.
Yeah.
Arteris, your shield ring. As a reaction, use this ring to cast shield once per day. The effect continues for 1 minute or until concentration is lost.
Oh my gosh.
And for the
I'm so scared of whatever she has planned for us.
Me
Oh
too.
my
Yeah.
goodness.
hey, I'll be honest. As a player, I've always been like, man, I wish I had some cool stuff I could like go like really ham on, you know? And my last DM for my in-person game gave us some really cool stuff at the beginning when we were low level, and it made the game so much more fun. I was like, I'm gonna do that. Let's have some fun with this.
Yeah.
For
The
our
Taras shows up next.
well, no promises it won't. For the mage armor ring, the person wearing this ring can cast mage armor on themselves once per day as a bonus action without using a spell slot.
These are nifty, man.
I forget what the duration is for that.
8 hours, I would say.
Yeah, 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours. Mhm.
I'm not going to give you any cooler stuff because you get 8 hours of mage armor.
Yeah.
Free. So I think that's the cool part.
Yeah,
That
it
one.
works. It works sometimes.
So like I said, I can write those all up for you as cards, but congratulations. You all
Thank you.
passed your first semester of enchantment. Got your first big magical item that you created yourselves. Don't forget, you got to spend that gold. So it is 180 gold that you need to have spent on the material components to do these spells. Please mark that off wherever you need to mark it.
Oh, looks like I got 2 gold pieces now.
What if we only had 100?
You had party gold.
Of 100, so
Each, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't have anything marked on my sheet before we got that. Should I have?
you were starting gold,
I know.
weren't you?
Well, because you also had the party gold from when you
The
collected
job, yeah.
supplies last time. Y'all have gotten various gifts of money and stuff. I think party gold wise, you have enough. I'm not sure if y'all split it out to do it properly, but party gold wise, I think you all have enough.
Yeah, Otis
Party
paid for
gold
his.
just
Yeah.
party gold saved my butt here, so
Oh, for sure.
For sure. And with that, you're coming out of the enchantment class. I think you're all riding a little bit of a high because you have cool stuff now. You've got rings that do awesome stuff. And Kellen, at your hip is a dagger that I can't wait to watch you use. As you're walking out, you do run into Maria. He's like, hey, Kel,
A snap.
one sec. I just didn't know if you knew about the bonfire thing. After semester's ends, everyone's going down to the beach. If you go,
I'll be there.
awesome. Also, hey, Yana said that Otis was not having a great time of it. Is he okay?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, hey, Otis. I probably shouldn't have asked that in front of you, right? That was more of a one-to-one. Oops. You good?
Ellen just goes, nope.
Oldest is doing great. He just did really good on his enchantment thing. Like, even though I kind of felt this a little bit and gave him a little, she like kind of does a little shimmy.
Otis just looks down,
Cool.
doesn't say anything.
I mean, someone told me that good leadership is bringing people together, so it sounds like y'all are doing a good job. I'll see you later. I've got classes and also people and stuff, so.
We'll see you.
And she takes off. So you are officially ending your semester. You've passed all of your classes. You've gotten your bonuses, buffs, and magical items. There's going to be a party tonight, and then you have a couple of weeks of downtime before the next semester will start. So you'll have some time to pick what classes you're going to take next. And I think this is where we're going to call it today before we get into that party in a brand new term.
Yay! Your favorite brand of students is what?
You all level up.
Yes!
Hey.
Oh, this is like Christmas. This is the Christmas episode. Okay. Old school Star Wars version. So thank you all so much for coming by. First of all, again, thank you, Hunters Entertainment, for the raid. We definitely appreciate it. I kind of mentioned I was a little nervous when I saw the raid at first until I saw the name. I was like, yes, this is awesome. So thank you all once again for coming by. We always appreciate the love and support. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and end the session for today. Again, if you like, you can join us at our Discord, which you can see in the chat above, where, of course, we have a spoiler as well as a non-spoiler section. And, of course, we're going to be having Lords of Faerun this Saturday, which is, of course, has Lisa Pearl, myself, Ree, and a couple other individuals. Then we will be back next Tuesday. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and speak of Elisa Pearl. She's currently streaming at Ripley's Improv. So we're going to go ahead and give her the support, just like Hunters Entertainment gave us the support. So thank you all so much once again for coming by. We definitely appreciate it. And we'll see you all for next Tuesday for Rivenwood Academy. So well for now.
Take care, y'all.